Hi, I'm Glen Gallucci, and I'm back with Gerald Lucas, my friend. We were both full-time real estate investors, and as part of the series of videos that we have for you, today, what are we talking about today? We're talking about
building your team.
Building your team. You don't have to be in this business alone. Okay, we have a lot of team members that can help us, and let me see, who's one of your favorite team members that you may like to have on your team?
Well, mortgage brokers are very important, especially if I'm rehabbing and reselling a property. So it's more difficult to get financing now. It's really good to have an experienced mortgage broker on your team that can pre-qualify people and then also give you the advantage to make sure that hopefully they can get a loan when you finish your rehab and need to sell your property.
I guess you could waste a lot of time with buyers that don't qualify.
That's right.
And so you should really know if they qualify, and I guess the mortgage brokers, can they help them qualify? Can they help them?
They can help them in some cases, and also because lending guidelines change so often. So it seems like every week that lending guidelines change. But if you have an experienced mortgage broker on your team who stays on top of those things and follows them, then they're going to have a better chance of plugging your buyer into the kind of loan product that they're really going to qualify for, so that you can actually close.
Right, because it is a little bit tougher today getting loans,
yeah.
right? So, yeah. One of the team members that I like to have is, especially for beginners, you want to have either an attorney or the title company. I'll tell you the difference between them. I mean, the attorney is going to make sure your contracts are, especially for you wholesalers, if you're writing contracts, and everybody gets a little bit concerned and they get nervous, did I do the right thing? I mean, I'm writing contracts, I'm putting date, my name, the seller's name, and that's it, and I'm giving it to my attorney. And then sometimes I look at it and go, I don't know, this looks kind of, you know what, they'll fix it for you. They will protect you. You could just also go to a title company, especially for the more seasoned investors, because really what you want is to make sure that the title of the property that you're buying is clear and free of loans. I've heard people going down to the courthouse and doing their own title search, but what they fail to realize is you need to do a search on the individual that owns the property. There could be judgments on him or her.
That's right, and they can attach to the property.
And they attach to the property. So if you buy the property and you don't do that, does that lien become your problem?
Unfortunately, it does.
Yeah, and it's happened to a lot of beginners.
Yeah.
So, you know what? The attorneys and title companies will save you time, and they will keep you protected. So that's a definite on my list, is to have those two working for you all the time.
Yeah, title companies is key, definitely.
Yeah.
Another really important person, maybe the most important, I think, is a good realtor.
See what Gerald said? A good realtor? A good realtor? By that you mean active and in the trenches, right?
That's right, because realtors are going to give you a big advantage in a number of ways. Number one of the most important things you have to do as an investor is, we talked about this before in other videos, is figure out what the value of the property that you're buying is.
Most important.
And realtors are going to be the best source of that, because number one, they have access to the multiple listing service, so they're going to know all the current activity, current sales, etc. But also, in general, realtors will have seen more inventory than you probably will have if you're an investor. So if an active realtor, if you're selling a condominium, well, an active realtor has showed probably dozens of condos. So they're going to have a better idea of how your condo stacks up against another condo, what it's worth, all those kinds of things. They give you a little bit more information, gives you a little advantage maybe over your competition.
And they probably also know what the buyers are looking for.
That's exactly right.
Because they're in there, they're dealing with buyers all day long.
Also, realtors are an excellent source of both buyers and sellers. So if you're buying and selling a property, you're looking for deals. Realtors can provide you with deals, but also if you're trying to sell a property on the other end of a deal after you've bought a property, they can help bring a buyer to you as well.
Right, realtors are in the business. They're representing sellers, they're representing buyers, so you definitely want to make some friends with some realtors. Go to the association meetings, network with them. So I agree with Gerald, it's probably number one on my list. And another one that's really important, especially for beginners, is if they're going to be buying the property and they're not quite sure what condition the house is in, get a home inspection. When all your numbers make sense and everything's all ready to go, have your home inspector go in. You're going to pay a few $100s for it, but it's your best insurance policy to have when you're buying a house that, if you're not a contractor, you're not an inspector. I've been doing this 25 years and I still get inspectors to come in. For the amount that it costs, it's great protection for me, because sometimes we're in a hurry.
Another set of eyes.
Another set of eyes, and buy a set of eyes. They don't care if you buy the property or not, because you're paying them.
Yep.
So they're going to show you some of the things that we don't. I mean, they crawl under crawl spaces, right? They're putting their fingers everywhere, testing for termites and any structural problems. Plus, you get a whole list when you buy the house. You have everything that's wrong with the house right there for you. You don't even have to guess. So I definitely recommend a home inspector for your properties. It'll give you a lot more. It'll give you protection. It'll give you more comfort, and you'll be more, you'll be able to go in there with confidence and purchase these houses. So
makes a lot of sense.
That's my 2. I mean, I have a list of 10. Yours are probably the same.
Absolutely. We'll get to some of the other members of your team in another video.
Right. So hang in there. We'll see you soon.
Take care.